Hello, hello. It's been a while.
God damn it.
Hello, Guardians of Phandalin.
Hello, welcome.
It's been a while. How long has it been? Does anybody know?
Hello there.
Over a year.
No clue.
At least a year. At least.
Yeah.
1 year, 2 months, 6 days, and 7 hours and 32 minutes.
We're gonna go with that number, but
I think that's right.
It's probably like
I love it.
August, and we're all just dumb.
Yeah. But welcome back to the Guardians of Phandalin. In case I need to do some kind of introduction here, hi, hello, how you doing? My name is Eero. I am your DM of this evening for this wonderful game. Players, would you care to introduce yourself and who your characters are? Please and thank you.
You guys can go ahead. I'm doing stuff.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm Colton, or Wonder Weapon, and my character is Thren. Demner is his last name. Yeah, he's a dwarf that has a really long stick.
Yes.
Pointy
Pretty
stick.
much.
Pointy
A
stick.
very long, pointy stick.
Next.
All right. Okay. I guess I'm going next. I'm Geek. I think most people know that one here. I'm playing Astraeus Odinson, apparently. That was the big reveal at the end of our last session. So that's cool.
Maybe.
Well, that was the supposed reveal. I guess we'll find out next
Indeed.
time on whatever we're
Dragon
titling this.
Ball Z.
I don't think that's the one. I don't know. I'm an aasimar warlock, so I just point at people and fire death rays, basically. My character also really likes apples.
Yes, it does. Next.
Hi, I'm Brackle, and at least for today, I'm playing Kazrin Asmir, a changeling artificer.
Nothing has been for sure thought out yet. Just she's debating, but
You better
Me and
not
her have
change
had
characters.
me and her have had several conversations. So
Astraeus has one friend. Don't do this.
I promise nothing, because
Hey.
also I cannot for the life of you do Kazrin's voice anymore. I don't know how to do it, so that's not happening anymore.
I mean,
Oh, dude,
to be fair,
Astraeus' voice is gone.
I gave you plenty of time to practice that, but
No, that's what I mean. Like, I just physically can't do it anymore.
yeah.
I almost guarantee Astraeus' voice is just going to be Tarnath from the other game. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I made them too close, and only playing Tarnath for the last year, it's over.
I was gonna say, I love you, bro. There's not really a difference.
There was, but it's not. When I could do Astraeus' right, the issue is I just default into the Tarnath voice.
Right. But last, but most certainly not least,
Hello. My name is Jedi Joker, also known as Ignis Blackthorn, your dragonborn barbarian.
tremendous. And welcome,
That's pretty
ladies
good,
and
friend.
gentlemen. Hey, Yavana, what's going on?
Oh, thank you.
Nobody gets that joke except Wonder. Anyway,
Yep.
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Storm King's Thunder. This is the start to our continuation of the Lost Mine of Phandelver. So, with that said, who remembers what happened last time?
I remember some of what happened in the last campaign. I don't.
It's
remember
all right. It's all right. You know why? Because I came prepared.
This guy got the notes.
So, I'm so sorry. I'm a little warm, so let me get comfortable really quick.
He's wearing a very particular shirt. Yep, there it is. Should have known that was coming. There it is.
Nice.
I gotta tilt the camera down.
Also,
Nope, I think
I like
Wonder's
it.
camera.
Yeah.
I think Wonder's camera took a shit.
His computer just froze, which is wonderful.
Nice.
God love
I
it.
also
But yeah. thegeekslaves.com. Go get some merch.
Yes.
Anyway,
True,
I
there's
have
multiple D&D things there now. Oh, he's got the
the
backpack.
Dungeon Daddy backpack.
Also design made by my beautiful wife Brackle, who is playing our artificer changeling. Make
The
sure you
goat.
go hit her up for some design work. Go buy
That's it.
geek shit. Go buy Jedi shit. I don't really have a store anymore. Anyway,
You can buy hit going and
I-
stuff.
I'll have a store soon.
Let's
It's just
go.
not done yet.
yes, we are in the process.
All those designs you keep posting, I just see them on Snapchat, but they're great.
Thank you. I'm having fun. Yeah. So yeah, follow me on socials. I do post drawings every day.
Should be doing it all year, and it's
True.
fun to watch her scurry around trying to get it done in a half hour.
I bet that would be interesting.
But we begin in the land of Faerun, over on the Sword Coast. You guys all met up at a bar in Tavern, excuse me, in Neverwinter called the Misty Tap. You guys were approached by a ex-paladin warrior named Sildar Hallwinter and a dwarf.
Uh-oh. What happened?
PC issues, gotta love
Yeah.
it. I'm just gonna keep going. And a dwarf by the name of Gundren Rockseeker. They offered you guys a escort job to take some stuff from Neverwinter all the way up to Phandalin to deliver it to, I believe it was Barthen's Provisions for Elmar. Along the way, you guys noticed, because Sildar and Gundren went the night prior to you guys noticed some dead horses in the road. You then entered the Crag Maw mine after some, killing of goblins and finding out that Sildar and Gundren had been taken. You guys wiped out the Crag Maw mine, including Clarg, a bugbear who thought he was Dwayne Johnson. You guys finished the job, delivered the Barthen's Provisions their stuff, along with the Lion Shield Accoster. You got to meet Elmar Barthen and Leanne Greywind, which I just now realized I don't think I ever said what her last name was, but that's fine.
We learned today. Oh, he's gone again.
This man. He'll get it. His computer's not used to D&D yet. But after the job, and you guys had a nice long rest, you guys met the people of Phandalin, which include Tolbin Stonehill, Elmar Barthen, Darren Edermath, Leanne Greywind, Quellen Alderleaf, Sister Irma, Grista, and of course, Harbin Wester. Which, by the way, I do have reference photos for all of those NPCs if anybody needs to see them or wants to see them. A couple of them have been updated, so.
Ooh.
But you guys start the next day by all having an odd visage, an odd vision in your sleep, a dream, if you will. You all woke up around a campfire. A lot of you surrounded, realizing that you all had some kind of connection to each other. Let's see. After that, you guys went over to the Sleeping Giant Inn, and got acquainted with some Red Brand ruffians. Had the realization that they kind of ran, quote-unquote, Phandalin, and decided to go deal with them. So you head out to the Trensdar Manor up at the top of the hill in Phandalin. You dealt with the Red Brand ruffians, and you met Larno the Glassstaff Albrecht, a wizard who was the supposed leader of the Red Brand ruffians, and also dealing directly with the Black Spider, who at this point you had heard a little bit about. After killing Larno, Sildar was of course distraught about this, realizing that Larno was one of his oldest friends Thren and Astraeus, the two of you went in and dealt with Larno along with Sildar. But after that, you guys got another long rest, and the next morning went over to go meet with Harbin Wester, and multiple people of Phandalin requested your guys' help with several tasks. Some of these being heading over to Coneyberry and trying to find an old spell book for Sister Irma. Going to the old Owl Well, where talks of a interesting individual was up to no good. The Thunder Tree, which was filled with some kind of cultists and some kind of other nonsensical stuff. And then, of course, the Wyvern Tor, which was housed to several orcs and a couple ogres. After dealing with all of that, of course, you got to speak with, or actually, Kazrin got to speak with Agatha, the witch who held process control, held control over Coneyberry, revealing that the spellbook the Sister Irma wanted was long gone. You guys went to the old Owl Well and realized that there was a necromancer by the name of Radoth, who seemed to be up to no good as he was raising the dead, and had a very big interest in the orcs over at the Wyvern Tor. The Thunder Tree, where you guys met a lot of interesting individuals. Also, I'm sorry, the necromancer's name was Cost. The druid at Thunder Tree's name was Radoth. It's been over a year. Give me a fucking break. Add to that, at the Thunder Tree, you guys also were introduced to a green young dragon by the legendary name of Venom Fang. You guys chose not to fight Venom Fang, very wisely, of course. And last but certainly not least, at the Wyvern Tor, you guys wiped out a collection of orcs, a couple ogres, and burned their bodies in case somebody decided to get interesting later on. The Cragmaw Castle was next in line for you guys, as Gundren Rockseeker had still not been found, but have no fear, for Gundren was at the Cragmaw Castle, along with a drow who was interrogating and torturing Gundren for information, trying to find the location to the Wave Echo Cave. After saving Gundren and wiping out the entirety of the Cragmaw Castle, taking Gundren back to Phandalin, he gave you a map with direct instructions on how to get to the Wave Echo Cave. But it was too late, as the Wave Echo Cave was already under control of the Black Spider. And after 8.5 grueling hours for some of Dungeons and Dragons on the finale of The Lost Mine of Phandelver, you guys killed twice Nezznar, the Black Spider. And that, ladies and gentlemen, takes us back to where we are. Yeah. Now, I'm going to be going over details that I probably want to wait for Wonder.
I don't know
So I'll
what's
give him a
going
couple
on.
minutes.
He's having internet issues.
Lovely. Okay, well, I guess I can give him like a Cliff Notes version of this.
I don't know if he's
Um,
is he watching. That'd be useful. No, he's not smart enough for that one, apparently.
I
He's
mean,
having internet issues. How's he watching?
His phone doesn't need connected to the internet. It has data. He can just open that up.
at least it's getting recorded.
This is true.
very
This
true.
is true.
But I'll just keep going here.
Yeah.
As you guys made your way back into Phandalin, tired, you have no idea how long from the beginning of the Wave Echo Cave to the end. You have no idea how long that was. You ran into a litany of all sorts of monsters, creatures, everything ranging from a floating skull head that was on fire to zombies, to ghouls, to a bugbear, to an owlbear, all the way to 4 giant spiders, and of course Nezznar himself, who took on the form of a drider after being let's just say, influenced by a shadowy figure with a extraordinary long index finger, who put finger in the middle of the forehead and made him realize his, I guess, true potential in a way. But as you guys got back to Phandalin, within the following days, directly after that, the third brother of Gundren, Tharden, who you guys found at the very beginning of the Wave Echo Cave, unfortunately deceased. You guys had a funeral for him. Gundren and Nundro, the last two Rockseeker brothers, had some time to reflect, mourn, and it was at this point, pretty much immediately, that the Wave Echo Cave was properly renamed Tharden's Cavern. And what seemed to be a statue of Tharden on the outside of the cavern starting to be built. And I was going to tell Wonder, but obviously he will find out when he gets back in here. He still is wearing Tharden's shoes. Or boots of speed stride, or striding speed,
I think
or something
speed,
that's...
but I don't remember.
There's something of speed, but hey, there he is.
I think we're good now. Hopefully.
I'll give him a
We'll
minute.
see.
Good?
I hope so.
Okay, so I just recapped everything that you guys did in the first campaign. I'm not going to go through it again. I apologize.
I pretty much remember anyway, so.
Fantastic. Well, as you guys got back into Phandalin, Tharden, the third Rockseeker brother, who you guys had found at the beginning of the Wave Echo Cave, when you brought him back, Gundren and Nundro, the last two of the Rockseeker brothers, held a funeral in his honor. Add to that, the Wave Echo Cave has been renamed into Tharden's Cavern, with a statue being erected in his honor. Add to that, Thren, you have Tharden's boots, which Gundren has said that, in probably something kind of like, it's been a bit, "Aye, Thren, there's no one I'd rather have his boots than you, my brother."
It's an honor. I shall wear them with pride.
I know you will, dear boy. But with that, 6 months later,
Woohoo, long rest.
since the yes, okay, yes. If you have not taken a long rest on your character sheet, you can do that now. Obviously, you have taken a fucking long rest.
Hey, I asked earlier and you said nuh-uh, so I got
For
scared.
for the viewers, that was literally Geek's first question. Did we get a long rest? Yeah, probably.
It's been 6 months. Did I get a long rest?
Question for the DM.
Yes, sir.
XP. No, I'm kidding.
It's been 6 months. What do we got for XP?
So actually, it's funny you bring that up. In case none of you noticed, we don't do XP with these characters anymore. I have taken you on a milestone. So that way I ain't gotta fuck with XP anymore. Love that for me.
I don't know how milestone works, but once we get to that bridge, we can cross it.
Basically, you guys are gonna do something cool, and when that cool thing happens, and I decide that you get to level up, you get to level up.
So basically what we were doing before, because half the time we didn't do XP, we just kind of said, hey, we're leveling this week. And it's like, oh, cool.
Speak for yourself, brother. My notebook over there is filled with like little, they get 200 XP for killing this thing, 400 XP for killing this thing,
Oh, dude.
600 XP if they do the entire cavern.
You should see my notebook from one of our old games where we used to track extra XP for every creature you hit. And then if you're the one who scored a kill, you got more XP. And then there was roleplay XP. So like you had to like keep a checklist of everything you did to
That's too damn much.
I mean,
XP.
roleplay XP is not a terrible idea, but I will say this handy dandy book right here handles everything I need to know about when you guys need to level up. So we will be just fine with that. But 6 months later, at this point, in case you haven't realized yet, ladies and gentlemen, as the famous David Miller Football often says, in this session of D&D, there will be no dungeons and no dragons. I am so sorry to break your hearts.
The hell do you call me? I'm a dragon.
Touche salesman.
You're
One
just a lizard.
dragon and a couple dungeons.
You don't have wings. You can't fly. Your breath weapon kind of sucks.
You're a lizard.
You're just a lizard, man. Literally a lizard man.
Who you calling lizard? You gotta do the Mushu. Who you calling lizard?
Dragon. I don't do that tongue thing.
But at this point, I think we would like to catch up with our Guardians of Phandalin and just find out what they've been up to for the past 6 months. And as a special treat for all of you, none of you have to mute, none of you have to deafen. You all get to hear everything that happens. So, with that said, would one of you like to volunteer to go first, or shall I pick?
We should roll dice. I think we should roll dice to see who goes first.
Okay.
Jedi just
Okay,
hasn't rolled
so-
a dice in a year. He
I
just wants to
haven't.
roll a dice.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Everybody pick a number between 1 and 4. Hold it up really quick. Go.
What? All right.
Okay, so Thren, you get 4. Because Geek beat you to 3.
Ah,
Okay.
So, Jedi, roll me a d4. And whoever it rolls on, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay. I
that would
know
be
who's who.
a 4.
So we get to start with Thren.
uh-oh. He's
Threnmere.
frozen again.
Maybe.
Maybe don't start with Thren.
I'll give him a second.
Good God. How is his internet being this way? We have the same
Hello?
internet. Oh, you're back.
Oh,
okay.
Am I freezing on you guys' end or
You
something?
were there,
yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what the
I
heck.
don't think it's an internet issue. I think there's something. He's gone again.
Uh-oh.
Good God.
So that's what Thren's been up to.
A bunch
was
of
going
freezing.
on.
He's just walking around Phandalin, just
He's just outside of Neverwinter, just cold.
He's gone. now.
okay. We'll start with Astraeus then.
Okay. Hello, that's me. What have I been doing?
Astraeus, my boy.
Hello.
You and I had a discussion prior to this campaign, as I had discussions with everybody.
Yeah.
You told me that you spend most of your time praying to Loki
Mm-hmm.
and or your potential baby daddy,
True.
Odin.
That's not how that
Point,
word
point,
works. Yeah.
point of
no.
reference, yeah.
That's not what that
it's
means
not-
at all,
It's
by
fine.
the way.
It's fine.
He didn't have a baby with Odin.
How do you know? Maybe he's been getting busy this past 6 months.
Well, actually, I was going to say that's not how that works, but the gods are strange. Loki has kids with a horse and a snake and a wolf. He's been
but
the
also,
mom to a couple of them.
Jesus Christ.
Not even kidding. Norse mythology is wild.
But I will say a lot of the stuff, Astraeus, that you've been up to is you've been helping out Phandalin with a lot of its things that they've been trying to do. Completing tasks for Sildar, Gundren, and Harbin. But along with that, one night, well, you pray every night.
Yeah.
Just about every night. On a beat. Every single night, just about, you have gotten to speak with Loki.
Ooh.
In some shape, form, or way. He's been trying to guide you, trying to be a mentor of sorts. I will say, every single time you've reached out, Odin has basically left you unread.
True.
One night in particular, however, sticks out to your mind very, very vividly. Explain to us how Astraeus gets ready for prayer. What's your pre-prayer rituals?
Well, since I assume there are no other followers of Loki in this town, do we have our own places? Or are we still staying at the inn?
That's actually a good
What's
point.
the deal with that?
I was gonna wait to bring that up later, but you know what? We'll go ahead and do it now. one of the things that you guys have been helping with pretty majorly in the town of Phandalin is the Trensdor Manor, aka the Red Brand hideout. Sildar has taken over completely and has rebuilt from the ground up, recalling it the Chapter of Courage, where this is basically a new mercenary den, kind of a bunker-ish type of deal for Phandalin, to which he is now the basically the sole proprietor of. And he ever so graciously gave you all your own rooms in the Chapter of Courage. Along with that, a rather large group of mercenaries, soldiers, outcasts have joined the Chapter of Courage. They all, this is important, they all adorn a solid gold lion's head as a sigil. Add to that, the lion's head is battle damaged. Little scar through the eye, some scuffs, but it is solid gold. Now, where this sigil relies on their armor depends on the person. But you each have your own room, and it is, private to a point. You guys have walls and a door, so you don't have to worry about someone, you don't have to worry about Nathaniel barging in on you like, oh shit, sorry. So, but
Nice, okay.
yeah, you've got your own private quarters.
So I will have like a little altar set up with, candles and like rune stones and all sorts of different little shit.
Okay.
And probably just kneeling in front of that, praying to whichever god I'm choosing to in that moment.
Okay. So, do your candles have any sense to them, or are they just candles? Like ritual
Just
candles?
candles. I don't know if incense exists at this time in the world, so
You can.
if they do, then
I'm down.
that's where the sense would be. I don't know what scent of incense, but yeah, there's something.
Okay. Do you want to come up with a scent, or just whatever?
Just whatever, because off the top of my head, I don't have a clue.
Apple pie.
Does that exist?
I mean, I'm sure someone somewhere has made an apple pie, but all right. One night in particular, you sit down and you go to meditate, you go to pray. You have the light flickering ever so slightly from your candles. You have the incense burning and you have the scent. For some reason, cherry wood is coming to my mind, so we're going to go with that. But as you center yourself, as you calm yourself for your prayer, you have the noise of the other patrons, I guess, of the Chapter of Courage in the background, laughter, people celebrating peace, blah, blah, blah. You have the fresh scents of cedar wood and cherry wood from your incense, and also the brand new flooring that's been installed into these rooms of the Chapter of Courage. Slowly but surely, the scent fades along with the sound. And you just hear wind. I don't know if it picked that up. You hear wind. And as you sit there, you hear footsteps. You open your eyes, and standing before you is Loki.
Ah.
And as you look around, tall, all golden pillars, gold floor. Loki approaches you. Hello, Astraeus. It's been a while. And he extends a hand out to you.
I take his hand and kind of do the bow thing as I do, and that it has.
He puts an arm around your shoulder, and the two of you begin to walk, and he just goes, It's been a while, but welcome to Asgard.
Yeah, I still don't remember this place.
Everything takes time, Astraeus.
That it does.
So I understand you're trying to really reclaim everything. It's been some wild time for you. You and your new friends have done a lot.
Yeah. Mostly killed people. But yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in that line of work, sacrifices do need to be made.
This is true.
And you see him turn to you, and he puts his hands on your shoulders and kind of gives you like a... As he just kind of looks you up and down, he just... Look at you. Once upon a time ago, you were but a shell of a former man, and now you are a warrior.
I think I
And
have
his
you
eyes
to
get-
thank for that.
And his eyes get big as he looks past you. For a minute, you guys have been walking in this hall. You didn't notice anything behind you at first, but do you turn around?
Yeah?
As you slowly turn around, you see a throne. A golden throne amongst 10, 20 level staircase. And sitting in this throne, adorning golden, copper, and silver armor. And just because I liked the way they presented him so fucking much, this is, of course, the Anthony Hopkins
Ah.
version. Adorned with a spiked helm, golden eye patch, and a mile-long scepter, you see the Allfather.
Oh.
You see Odin. And just because I can,
Hmm.
where is it? Sorry, I've made a lot of folders in my time here. There he is. You can check the chat for a reference photo.
Yeah.
I assume everyone remembers Thor at this point, though.
Yeah.
But you see Odin sitting in the throne, eyeing the both of you down as he sits in his throne.
Uh-oh.
Loki is frozen.
Yeah. Me too. Ooh, am I? Do I recognize him as Odin? My memory's all fucked. Do I even know who I'm looking at?
First roll of the night.
Let's go.
First roll of the campaign. Hey, and Wonder Spec.
Shit
Perfect
hath
timing.
hitteth the fan. This is true.
You can roll.
Astrea's died, just to cut you up.
Might.
You can roll either history or religion, whichever one you're more proficient in.
Neither of them.
I'll have to look.
Not you.
Not you. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
sorry.
18.
I'll look.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your memory is a little hazy, but you gather that this is Odin
Okay. Does just
as he just
being
as he
me
just sits in his throne.
gonna pretend I'm getting like a flashback and just like kneel like I would have in the past. Just immediately, just.
You see Odin stand, and you see him begin to float ever so slightly as just like a little bit of lightning appears underneath his feet, and he right in front of you.
Oh fuck. Okay. Hello.
The fastest you've seen anybody move. He lowers himself slightly to the ground as he looks at you. Loki, you may leave us.
Oh.
But, Father, I know. I said, leave. Right away, Father. As you see, Loki kind of lightly pat you on the back, and he just goes away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Odin will turn his back to you a little bit. Not his back, he'll turn to his side. Stand, boy.
I'll stand.
He'll just start to walk a very slow circle around you as he's just staring daggers into you.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you have questions for me.
Yeah.
Speak.
Where do I even start? Why did I get cast out of Asgard?
You don't remember much, do you?
I have almost no memory of anything before I fell.
Then tell me, Astreus, what have you learned in your time in the mortal realm?
The mortals kind of suck. They're so... Guess this is a thing for all of us, but they're so hungry for power. Willing to hurt anyone who gets in the way of them gaining it.
Everyone is hungry for power in some shape, form, or way, Astreus. You could also be put into that category, considering, memories could also be considered power. But no, I ask what you've learned, as in what these friends of yours, what the Guardians, what Hallwinter has taught you. When I casted you out, boy, you were so arrogant, self-centered.
Were?
God damn it. You were so arrogant, self-centered, hungry for power, rage-filled. What have these friends of yours taught you?
I think at this point only one of those things isn't true anymore. I've spent most of my time helping people. So I guess that taught me to help the people who can't help themselves.
What more than that?
The power of friendship. What more than that?
You demand answers for questions you don't fully understand, and yet you can't even tell me one thing besides for helping the weak. Boy, it is our job as gods to help the weak. That comes naturally. And he's gonna put his hands on your shoulders, and you just feel this grasp on your shoulders. It feels like nothing you've ever felt before. As he just kind of looks at you. What have you learned, boy? What have these mortals taught you? Have they taught you not to be so goddamn arrogant? Have they taught you to appreciate the life that you have? Have they taught you not to kill needlessly, boy?
I get two of those three things, yes. Still kind of arrogant. That didn't change. I think you know that, though.
You have so much left to learn, boy.
Probably.
And I'll tell you this much. In the battles ahead, if you stay and remain as arrogant as you are, as self-centered and as rage and power-hungry as you are, boy, you and your friends will most certainly fall. And this time, I won't be there to pick you back up. And he snaps in your ear, and your eyes shoot awake, and you are back in your room at the Chapter of Courage.
All right.
Which, yeah, Thread, to kind of bring you up to speed here. You guys have helped Sildar in the time to take over the Trensdor Manor, which was the Red Brand's hideout.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have taken that with Sildar, and he's turned it into what he's calling the Chapter of Courage, which is a bunker / armory / like military home where he is the sole proprietor and like leader of. Also, this is important information. Their sigil / like crest is a lion's head, all golden with some like battle damage. So just keep that in the old noggin. But yeah, you guys all have your own rooms in that place, by the way.
Sildar
Just-
Lannister.
Basically, we have dorm rooms.
Yeah. What is
What's the
Strayus? I'm
name
sorry.
of
I said
The Chapter of Courage.
I said,
Say
is Sildar a Lannister?
Is the Hall Winter a Lannister? I don't know. Man, sounds pretty similar.
Is he screwing his sister?
As far as you know, he doesn't.
Does he have a sister?
As far as you know, he doesn't. But
Yikes.
yeah, Astraeus, that
Okay.
happens. But as your eyes open and you take a moment to collect yourself, obviously beating some sweat, you notice that you've been meditating / praying for a while because it's dead quiet in the Chapter of Courage. Add to that, you feel something in your hand. As you go to open up your hand, and I sent you this a while ago.
Oh, okay.
That sigil I sent you, I can
Yeah.
I can resend it if you would
I
like.
might need you to. I'm going to see if I can find it, though.
Can you describe the sigil for me one more time? I apologize.
I haven't described it at all yet.
The
the
ones that
lion.
Of the Chapter of Courage.
Yeah.
It's an all golden lion's head that has battle damage, most notably a scar through the eye.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, that was going to be the... Oh, yeah, I remember. Yes, this sigil. I found it. I got it.
Well, I'll go ahead and send it to you there. It's just so you have it fresh.
Okay, thank you.
And obviously you can. I'll let you share that with the class if you would like. But
Eventually.
as you open your hand, that is in your hand no bigger than a pen, but it is solid gold.
Okay. Interesting.
But with that, any final thoughts, Astraeus? As you
Is there a tattoo shop
sit
in this town? Somebody that
I'm
gives
sure there's
tattoo-
somebody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there and I'll use that as my setup for later when I reconvene with everybody.
Fair enough. Obviously, I will just say for purposes here, this night where you and Odin had your confrontation, this was somewhere within the 6-month period.
Oh, okay.
This was not at the beginning,
Oh,
nor
okay.
was it at the end. Just kind of somewhere sweet in the middle. But
Gotcha.
Yeah. Add to that,
Good gods.
we are going to switch gears over to Mr. Demrear. If you are prepared this time, sir.
I think we're good now.
Fantastic. Sir, you also have spent a lot of time heading over to Thardan's Cavern, trying to make some extra coin, helping out Gundren, helping out Harbin, helping out Sildar, along with Astraeus, Ignis, and Kazrin. You guys have tried to stay as busy as possible. You, however, good sir, you have spent some time sending out ravens. Messages, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And one day in particular, you get a raven, and the message on it says, Thren darling, meet me 20 miles outside of Baldur's Gate in exactly a week and a half. I cannot wait to see you.
I assume I know where that's at.
Yes.
Where she's talking.
Yes.
Okay.
So, after some preparation and whatnot, you take time to get your affairs in order, and it takes roughly about a week's travel to get to Baldur's Gate from Phandalin. Assuming that you're not on a wagon or a horse or any of that,
Right.
but within that time, you convene with Sildar and Gundren, explain to them that you have dealings in Phandalin, or in Baldur's Gate, rather, and you take off. You head to Baldur's Gate. It takes you a little bit, but you do end up getting about 20 miles, at least from what you could accurately predict, outside of Baldur's Gate, and at the backside of this parchment that you have, it just simply says, "Look for the meadow." And you take a path down and you find this massive meadow. Untouched by time, it seems like. Untouched by man. It's one of those, like, real picturesque moments where the wind hits the flowers and
Like
it
in
just...
Twilight.
God damn it. You can see the wind hit the flowers. As you look, you see a wagon. This wagon looks all too familiar. As you make your way to it, the door slowly opens, and standing there is, yes, your bride.
Ah,
My bride.
Who, until this very moment, no one else has seen because she has been faceless. And I just fixed that.
ooh.
You can refer to the chat for a picture of Yavanna.
Oh.
Yavanna Willow. But Thren, the wagon door opens, standing there in this beautiful lime green dress. Looks like she's starting to well up at the eyes. Is your bride to be? She runs towards you. What do you do?
I'll have my like weapon that I usually use for like a walking stick, and I'll just kind of stand there for a second, and as she comes towards me, I'll just kind of drop the weapon, and it'll kind of just topple to the side, and I'll just finally and open my arms and await her embrace.
She embraces you. It is within everything that's happened from the very first night of finding Sildar in the cavern, tortured, all the way up until the fall of Nezznar, this is a much-needed moment for you, as it is a warm, comfortable, soft embrace. As she begins to tear up and... Thren, darling, it's been so long.
Aye, indeed it has.
Come, we have much to discuss. As she leads you into the wagon, and we're going to fast forward a little bit here. But throughout this time, you guys catch up. She's, you're relaying all of the stories that you've experienced in your time. You explain Astraeus and Thren, or you explain yourself. You explain Astraeus and Ignis, Kavan, Kazrin, Sildar, Gundren, the whole lot of Phandalin, all the way to the fall of Nezznar and the rebuilding of the Chapter of Courage and everything in between. It goes until the very early next morning, where you guys have just conversed, because it doesn't... We're going to get there, Brackle. Relax. This isn't one of your smut novels. Chill out.
Damn. Called out.
It would be canon for him to consummate the... Anyway, go ahead.
No.
But uh she ends up telling you at the very last moment before the two of you end up going to bed, um, that she has a surprise for you. So you know my family is a little bit of royalty. I have, just to be brutally honest here, I have grown tired of this time away from you, and bearing letters with ravens is just. I've taken a position, a political position inside Baldur's Gate. It's to be closer to you. And also, I thought since we were out here, maybe we could
Oh, hi,
actually
Mark.
finally get married.
I would love that.
Ironically enough, Thren, as you were telling Gundren in the Thardan Cavern leading up to this moment, Gundren surprised you one night with a set of dwarven crafted wedding bands. And somehow, that son of a bitch got the sizes just right.
The son of a bitch does it again.
And I'll be all sly, and I'll just kind of grab her hand and pull out the band that would go on her petite finger compared to mine, probably. And I'll just kind of,
A little bit.
I'll probably wouldn't have to get on a knee, but because I'm shorter than she is, but
Right.
I'll get on a knee, and I'll just kind of start to put it on. And well, would you be my bride then?
Yes. The two of you embrace, kiss, go to sleep as she puts your ring on your finger, and you guys wake up the next morning, and it's the sun is just starting to come up as you guys go out to this field again, untouched by man. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say sane person, but any normal person in this day and age would see a dwarf and an elf getting married and probably shun you both, along with most likely execute you both for even dealing with one another, let alone the fact that she's royalty.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys get married as the sun's slowly coming up, the stars are just becoming just ever so slightly hard to see. You got that really nice, beautiful orange and purple sky in the background in this beautiful meadow of flowers as you guys say your vows to one another. You kiss, embrace each other once more, and Brackle and Jedi's favorite part, when you guys get back to the wagon, you do indeed consummate the marriage.
Roll
Now,
performance.
you can roll for performance if you want.
Hey, that's rough because I got a -1 to performance. I roll a 19. -1 is an 18.
Hello there.
Hey, there you go, brother.
There you go.
Congratulations.
I was really hoping for a crit, but
That's all right. We'll give it to you.
close.
We'll give it to you.
Hey, it's been a while. I mean,
Yeah. But you guys
Jesus.
spend the next few days with each other, just enjoying each other's company, and yes, Brackle, a lot of that. And one morning when the two of you wake up, she looks at you and, all right, well, I'm sure Phandalin needs you. I need to get to Baldur's Gate.
Should you need me, you know where I'm at. Send a
Same.
raven.
Same to you, my love. You two embrace one final time as Thren, you begin to make your way back to Phandalin, and you will turn back one final time as you see her wagon. She's sticking out of it with a little handkerchief, waving you goodbye as she enters back into the wagon. You take the week-long trek back to Phandalin, as when you finally get back into Phandalin, somehow, some way, Gundren and Sildar await you at the gate. As Gundren has this ear-to-ear grin on his face, just, "Hey, dear boy. How'd it go?"
Hey, about as well as it could have gone. And I'll just kind of hold my hand up. Perfect
Attaboy.
fit, by the way.
Oh, I know. It's always a perfect fit when it's a rock seeker build. And he'll extend his hand and congratulations, Thren. Truly.
Thank you.
Sildar will come over to you, pat you on the shoulder. "I'm sorry I couldn't be there to help along with things, but
Hey, it's okay. You may not want to have been there anyway, if you know what I mean.
I'll take your word for it, boy."
So, what did I miss?
Well, and they'll kind of go over. They'll show you the chapter of courage has finally been finished. The Nundros Cavern, the statue's been erected of not Nundros Cavern, Thardan's Cavern, and the statue of Thardan's been erected. Jesus Christ. And yeah.
Cool.
Kazrin. Would you like to go next? Would you like to go next, or should I have Ignis?
You can have Ignis go.
Oh, God. All right.
Wonderful. Ignis, my boy.
What's up?
You, good sir, you've had a difficult time ever since coming back from the Wave Echo Cave. You have obviously helped out where you can. These past couple months, you've helped out trying to, rebuild things for the people of Phandalin, helping out Astraeus and Thren and Kazrin, Sildar and Harbin and Gundren, wherever they need it, helping rebuild the Chapter of Courage. But every night, you lay awake. Sleepless nights haunt you because you just have this troublesome feeling in your heart of just something isn't right. You have such a hard time adjusting to peace because you have always been a protector.
Yeah.
You've always been a warrior. If you're not fighting, you're drinking, and if you're not drinking, you're fighting and or killing. And it's something that's been beaten into you ever since you were a young dragonborn lad from your father. So you have a very hard time adjusting to peace. So you find any reason possible to go out and swing your axe. Rather it's helping build something, or chopping down trees for firewood, or, maybe raiding the nearest goblin village. But one morning in particular, which this goes for everybody, amongst the time in the mornings, you guys have become very familiar with Grista over at the Sleeping Giant Inn, who you were all pretty familiar with already. It's kind of become like your morning ritual to go down to the Sleeping Giant Inn, go down, have breakfast, get with Sildar, see what the plans are for the day. This one morning in particular, Ignis, he gives orders out to Astraeus, he gives orders out to Thren, he gives orders out to Kazrin. He doesn't seem to have any orders for you. As he sits there and he looks at you and he goes, "Don't worry, boy. I got something for you. Why don't you come with me?"
I follow.
He leads you out into the busy street of Phandalin. He takes you over in front of the town master's hall. And standing there is Harbin and Gundren. And they seem to be discussing something, and Gundren, of course, laughing like he usually does. Here he is, fellas. "Hey, Ignis. Been waiting for you, dear boy. Did you sleep in again?"
Actually, I haven't slept, but I'm here nonetheless.
Yeah, well, joke falls to deaf ears, then. "Yes, Ignis, boy, so we're gonna cut right to the chase. To put it bluntly here, we've understood that you've had difficulty kind of adjusting to these times of peace because you're so used to doing, protector things and all of that. It's not hard to see on your face. Well, Gundren, do you want to tell him or should I? I got it. He'll pull a piece of parchment out of his back and he'll kind of hand it to you.
I'll grab the parchment and open it up. Start reading.
This piece of parchment says, "Greetings," and written kind of sloppily underneath, it says, "Lord Protector of Phandalin. We require your strongest fighters to come to Baldur's Gate for the Festival of the Moon. As in the middle of the week of the Festival of the Moon, we will be having our annual Tournament of Champions. The winner of this tournament will receive a weapon directly out of the Baldur's Gate vault, along with a monetary prize. Send your strongest, along with 15 other fighters will be coming. So bring your best. We hope you do. Signed, the Lord and Protector of Baldur's Gate," which I think I have his name here somewhere.
Blazel.
Blazel. Here we go. Duke Visar Askelin.
You're gonna have to spell that later on, but that's all right.
The Duke of Baldur's Gate. So you read this. Gundren looks at you and he just goes, "Now I can tell on your face, dear boy, that you've got a little bit of excitement. Basically, here's what we're doing. Baldur's Gate has had this tournament many a years. And, well, Phandalin usually always gets looked over. But for whatever reason, they've looked into Phandalin and decided this year we're going to have a tournament. This year we're going to have Phandalin win that bloody tournament. Now, obviously the three of us had differing votes on who should go. Well, I'll be honest with you, Ignis. I said Thren. But he had some prior engagements that he had to go handle, and, well, I mean, he's actually, ironically enough, already headed to Baldur's Gate, but for a different reason. Yes, and I said Astraeus, mainly because of his demeanor is such like a champion, and that Eldritch Blast is, man, I've seen it knock back so many. But we all kind of agreed. Astraeus is, I mean, his leadership is almost kind of needed here. Not saying that you're not a leader, Ignis. But we've noticed that you've had a lack of something. The old Ignis needs to come back. And it was my vote to have you go, my boy. And we've decided you will represent Phandalin in the Baldur's Gate Tournament of Champions. What do you say, boy?
Well, I kind of do the noble kneel salute thing. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'll prove to you, as long with these others, and I'll point to the other two, that this decision will not go on. What's the word I'm on? The decision will not go. Huh?
In vain?
Yes, that word.
Cool.
I'll thank them for the opportunity, and I will not let you down.
Fantastic. Well, once you accept, obviously everyone celebrates and you shake the three of them hands, and the couple next days go by. It takes, again, about a week to get to Baldur's Gate. You've got a little bit of time to prepare. So actually you do spend the next few days training with Astraeus. You've not fought too many sorcerers or spellcasters, so you figure who better to prepare you for that than your resident spellcaster himself. You also train with Leanne's orc helpers. And in all of these trainings, they get the better of you sometimes, you get the better of them sometimes. It's a 50-50 trade, but after a few days of rigorous training, you feel that you are ready. You make your way to Baldur's Gate. Now, before I continue, in my ways that everyone knows how I am with D&D, I have fully, and I'm not going to show this too close because spoilers, but I have fully done the entire tournament with all 16 participants. I have descriptions of all 16 participants. I have pictures of all 16 participants. I can get as detailed as you would like, but keep in mind, we'll be here for a little bit. So I'll leave it up to you all.
I mean, I don't want to assume because you know what that does, but I'm assuming it's a fight to the death tournament type deal.
You'll find out when you get there.
Okay. Well, just finals. Final
Can I go be a
rounds of the
spectator?
tournament. I'm gonna need my trainer to watch me. I mean,
Right?
that's up to you if you want to have it.
Well,
I don't care.
well, so I was gonna say you actually do go to Baldur's Gate by yourself.
Okay.
Everyone else has their own things that they're dealing with, but again, I can get as detailed about this as you would like.
I mean, we don't need to sit here and go over all 16, just the important ones, I guess.
Duly noted. As you are on your way to Baldur's Gate, you make camp one night in particular, and for whatever reason, this one night in particular strikes you differently. You stare up into the sky, and for whatever reason, the only thing to come to your mind, you've got so many things to think about. The fall of Nezznar, what comes next, what Phandalin's gonna do. For whatever reason, the only thing to come to your mind is your father. It's the only thing to come to your mind, and you think, I need to make him proud. I need to make Sildar and Harbin and Astraeus, I need to make them all proud. I need to make them proud to have me as an ally. You get whatever kind of sleep you can that night. You finally make your way to Baldur's Gate. As you approach the gate, and this man in, armor stands at the gate, and he watches you approach. Oi, dragonborn! What are your dealings in Baldur's Gate?
I was sent to fight in the tournament in the Festival of the Moon.
Do you have the invitation?
Yes, I do. And I pull out the parchment and hand it to him.
Fair enough. Open the gate! Open the gate! Open the gate!
Open the gate.
The gate to Baldur's Gate opens, and obviously you've been in Neverwinter. You've probably been to Waterdeep in your time. Baldur's Gate's always a crazy city. This city is massive. But as you go in, you are greeted by a couple women. A couple elven women. They seem to just be kind of helping people along, finding out where they need to go. Hello, dear. Are you here for the tournament?
Indeed.
Do you have your invitation?
Did the guard give it back to me?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I handed it to her.
Oh, you're from Phandalin, of course. Right this way, dear. And she leads you. Who am I to presume? They lead you over to the wagon.
I mean,
You're the
You
one who
literally
created
created
them,
them.
so that's who you are to presume.
She brings you over to this wagon, and sitting in front of this wagon is this hooded man with a piece of parchment on like a clipboard type of deal as he looks to you. He grabs the piece of parchment from the elven woman as he looks at it. Phandalin's fighter, of course. What's your name?
Ignis Blackthorn at your service.
You see him jot it down. All right, just a quick little to get you up to speed, dear boy. Uh, these battles are to the death. Um, and obviously, if you have any issues with that, you are free to go now. There are no ramifications. Any fighters who do not want to fight are obviously free to go. It is, of course, your choice. So speak now.
I have never run from a fight in my life, so I would like to proceed.
Fantastic. He opens up the door. Well, then welcome to Baldur's Gate, Ignis of Phandalin.
I enter.
Step into the wagon. He shuts the door behind you. It takes you about 20 minutes, and you end up getting to, you feel going uphill at one point, going downhill at one point, taking turns. It's very bumpy, old city roads. But you finally get to what you can only assume is the meeting point as another armored guard opens the door. Right this way. Follow me. Please don't lollygag. He'll lead you into what looks to be this barracks. As you enter, you see a litany of all sorts of different people. You see a tabaxi. You see an orc. You see a halfling. A couple humans. Another dragonborn. A lizard folk. An Aarakocra. A dwarf. A Githyanki, a gnome. Fighters from all over the place have come for this tournament.
Any goblins?
Roll me a perception check.
All right. What is my perception? Let me see. Give me a second.
You're good?
23.
Jesus Christ.
That was a crit, by the way. 20 plus 3.
You know, ironically enough, as you enter this barracks and you just kind of go over the lay of the land, as you enter, it's like one of those old westerns where you enter the room and everyone stops talking and they all just look over. And it's just quiet. Takes them about a moment, and then everyone gets back to their shenanigans. And as you enter, you feel these... Like, obviously you're being looked at. You're being watched. You're being sized up. It's a tournament of champions. It's a tournament to the death. But you feel these one eyes on you in particular, and it's almost like someone has been watching you the entire time. That's really cool, Brackle. The entire time that you've entered. You look over to this one particular corner, and there lies a goblin. One single goblin. And on a crit, this goblin is a little different than what you're accustomed to. This goblin, he's staring almost what it feels like into your soul. You get an uneasy feeling looking at this goblin as you notice he has this armor on, and it's very strange, almost like matte silver armor with like this odd black aura seeping off of it. You notice sitting next to him a shield and a mace, both comically large in comparison to him himself.
Mm-hmm.
As he just sits there and he just looks at you from a distance, and then within just moments, it seems that he just kind of fades into the crowd. All right, scallywags, line up! As this... Oh, excuse me. As these couple of guards walk in. Line up, please! It is at this time we'll be getting the brackets together. Please welcome Duke of Baldur's Gate, Visor Askelin. As this kind of bigger, he reminds you of Harbin, this bigger human male comes in. Oh, yes, here we are. The champions. He just goes around, he sizes everyone up. All right, I want you all to listen. I want you all to listen good, because I don't like repeating myself. These fights are to the death. We have 2 brackets. The winners of both of those brackets will face off. Oh. What was I saying? Oh, I'm sorry, right. The winners of these brackets will come back next year to try to defend their championship titles. Now, if we could please get in single file lines, I will have my people take your information. We will make the brackets, and first sunlight, we will get the brackets rolling. Thank you. And please, let's make this exciting. I've got a lot of gold on a few of you. A couple of these guards go around, they get all your informations. Everyone disperses at that point. You all get your own solitary rooms. Unfortunately, these rooms are jail cells, but obviously they're not using them as jail cells. And they've improved them a little bit. You're not sleeping on the floor. You've got like little bedrolls and whatnot, but
We're back.
you have this like almost butterflies in your stomach. You're nervous. But the morning finally comes. And you all go back into the barracks. And the same gentleman is there, and he holds out this piece of paper. All right. I need Ignis of Phandalin. Step forward.
Step forward.
Tremendous. And I also need... Where are you? There you are. I need Cloud of Waterdeep. And you see a tabaxi walk up to you. This tabaxi looks more like a tiger in the face. He has on light blue robes with the Waterdeep symbol encrusted into the breast pocket. As he's just kind of flipping through a tome, he looks to you. Right. You guys will be our, so to speak, curtain jerker for this entire thing. So, I'm going to have these guards take you to your respective corners, along with everyone else will be going to your respective corners. You're going to enter from separate parts into the arena. And like I said, let's make this exciting. I've got a lot of gold. So, he goes through the door. The guards lead you both groups. Once again, Ignis, somebody's just staring daggers into you. It's a very uneasy feeling. But as you get to this giant gate in front of you, the gate begins to open and you enter this massive coliseum. People all around the top of it just, rah, yeah, take his fucking head off. As the gates open, you hear somehow throughout the entirety of the arena, is this thing on? Welcome, Baldur's Gate! Yeah! To the Tournament of Champions! Yeah! I would like to formally introduce your round 1 participants. In the Eastern Quadrant, hailing from Waterdeep, ladies and gentlemen, the Tabaxi Wizard, Cloud! You hear a couple people, yeah. And in the Eastern Quadrant, coming all the way from Phandalin, Ignis! Yeah! You guys enter this Coliseum, And this crowd is fucking, they're going nuts. They love this shit. And you hear, now, gentlemen. And at that point, you kind of look over. You both entered here, and over in like the southern quadrant of this arena, you see like a little stage. That's where the Duke is, along with his like royal guard. Now, gentlemen, you're going to hear a war hammer, or a war horn. When that war horn goes, fight to the death. Yeah. Are we ready, Baldur's Gate? Yeah. As the fucking, thank you, as the crowd goes fucking nuts, the two of you charge. Now, it is at this point, I would just like to let everybody know, Jedi and I spoke prior to this, as I've spoken to everybody. Jedi, ever so graciously, has given me full creative control over all of his fights that happen in this tournament. So,
He dies.
I'm not gonna take all day, but all I can say is sit back and enjoy. The battle begins between you and this tabaxi wizard. He pulls out a tomb almost out of nowhere, and he just starts going through it as he's just kind of looking at you. You grab your battle axe. You still feel this uneasy feeling.
That piece of shit goblin.
Somebody just will not take their fucking eyes off of you, man. I mean, obviously, you've got an entire crowd watching you, but like, you can't shake that feeling, but you shake it off momentarily as you charge your way into this wizard. He starts casting magic. You see little ice daggers being flown your way, little fire bolts being thrown your way. Duck and weave. You go past him. You manage to get up to him, and he just starts to fly directly above you. He's taking you very lightly. This angers you. To which at point you rage. Yep. You take your axe and you chuck it directly at him. He dodges it ever so slightly. As he turns to you and he looks, a rock that you just happen to see on the ground nails him right in the face as he goes plummeting right into the ground. You approach. As you grab him by the neck, pull him really close. I don't know what Ignis is supposed to sound like, so I apologize.
Just a normal voice. I don't really have an accent.
You took me lightly, wizard. Now, as he puts his hand to your face using shocking grasp, you take some lightning damage as it backs you away. He goes, steps back, starts flipping through his tomb again, trying to find some kind of spell. As you run over, grab your battle axe, you approach him. He takes the book to block. The battle axe hits his book. You guys have a struggle moment. As he goes to kick you where the sun doesn't shine. You see it coming, you block it. Take your axe, swing it around, and catch him. Guess where?
And
the sun doesn't shine. He falls to his knees, you take out the axe. You go up to him, you grab him by the face. Thumbs directly into his eye sockets. As you sit there and throw his head to the ground, you give out an uproarious roar to this crowd. Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, your winner! Ignis! Yeah! Ignis! 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 The roar of the crowd, it feels so good into your soul. It gets you very excited. But let me just do this really quickly. I apologize. This was Cloud, by the way. I just put it in the chat.
Pull up. Give me a second.
You're good. But as we go on, the rest of the first bracket happens. well, the rest of the first round happens, and you get taken off into a particular part, and you're told that you can watch the first round of the second bracket because it's happening directly after. So you begin to spectate, and you notice this first fight's getting ready to start. As the doors open, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Baldur's Gate's own Mania! As you see a deep red tiefling woman step onto the field. She adorns 2 pepper boxes, similar creations to what you've seen Kazran have. And in the other corner, I give you... That can't be right. It is? Sorry, I'm sorry. We give you, from Neverwinter, Clegg! As you see a goblin with a shield and a mace, comically large to his proportion, step into the arena, just staring directly ahead. And Ignis, in this moment right before the war horn, he just looks up to you, knowing exactly where you are. Just kind of grins. As the war horn goes off, you see him run up to this artificer as she's trying to shoot off several shots at this guy. He's blocking him with his shield. He runs up, and in what seems like very quick succession, he nails her in the knee with the mace, brings her forward to where she's on a knee, shield bashes her, puts her on her ass, comes up, mace right to the head. The next day, the room, this barracks, has dwindled by about half. As it would, obviously. And you hear these little footsteps come up to you.
Yes, I believe you are Ignis, aren't you? From Phandalin?
You turn and you see Clegg, the goblin.
What is your issue with me?
I have no issue with you, Ignis. I find you a very interesting specimen. Tell me, Phandalin, I've never been. I've been past, surely. But tell me, in that land, who rules that land? Anyone in particular, or is it someone of notable power?
I'm going to look at him and say, sadly, you won't be alive after this tournament to find out.
Oh, I don't know about that. You and I are in completely separate brackets.
We'll have to fight eventually.
Yeah, potentially next year, according to what Duke whatever said. I don't know why they've decided to have us challenge each other next fall, but so be it. But that, of course, remains that you and I both need to win.
You don't have to worry about me winning. It's your life that you should be concerned of.
We shall see. Well, Ignis, I'll let you prepare for your next battle, which I believe you're up next. I will catch you after your fight, all right? Well met.
See you around, short shit.
As he turns and begins to walk. Sorry. You step forward for your next battle. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Ignis from Phandalin! Ignis! As these people, they're losing their shit for you, man. And in the other
In the other corner. Oh, ladies and gentlemen of Baldur's Gate, we've got an interesting one for you. Double Dragonborns! As this other Dragonborn of what seems to be a more, I think it's a grayish. Let me see. I've got his picture here. No, sorry. Blue. There you are. We give you Wrathcron from Long Saddle! As this crowd starts to boo. It cost me gold. And, yesterday, Wrathcron, he costed some excitement here in the Festival of the Moon. So, we're just gonna have to add a nice little addition to this matchup. As you see, the ground begins to shake and a cage appears in the center. 2 doors open on the cage and 2 displacer beasts enter the field.
Oh shit.
Now, Wrathcron, you will not cost us another exciting matchup here at the Festival of the Moon. As this other Dragonborn slowly approaches you. Brother, Dovahkiin. They pit us against each other. Let us kill these beasts, and then we can overthrow this entire thing. Brother, help me. They're mad. They are mad in the heads, brother. You see the displacer beasts charge at the 2 of you. You make short work of this displacer beast as it approaches you. It sidesteps a little too much. You take it by its tentacles, flip it over your body, axe to the head. Done. You turn, and this other displacer beast has this Dragonborn held to the ground as you just casually approach. Brother, please. Brother, help me. Dovahkiin, brother. As you stand there, sorry. Let me help you. You use your breath weapon, and you toast these 2 alive. This crowd goes fucking apeshit. They get quiet as they see you just burning these 2. Once you're done, you cough up a little bit of smoke. They see the bodies of these 2 and yeah! Ignis! Ladies and gentlemen, your winner! Ignis! He will be going to the final round of the first round. First bracket, I know what I meant. But as you make your way back, the rest of the fights happen. You see Clegg has his next match. He has his next match against a Goliath. And immediately he's cooked here. He's 100% cooked here. These 2 have a long battle with each other. This Goliath, where was he? Here he is. The Goliath is a cleric. So these 2 are just going back and forth with each other. And at some point, Clegg does finally get the better hand of him, bashing his shield into him, kind of John Walker style from Bucky and Falcon. If you know, you know.
Yep.
Clegg wins the match. As he comes to the back, you guys have a look at lay of the land. There's only a few of you left. You notice also, besides Clegg, you notice this other hobgoblin
has been there. And hobgoblins are a bit different than goblins, of course. Size is a little bit bigger, and this one has an all golden pike, similar to kind of Thren's weapon, it reminds you of, but this one you've heard tales of throughout some of the fighters.
No, he's one to be wary of if he's in your bracket. Where did I put him? He's from Athkatla. Southern, very much southern.
But the next day, the final matches. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final round. We give you Mazan from Athkatla. You see this hobgoblin come out with this golden scepter, a little bit of armor. Here you are. I know the pike isn't gold, but just oddly enough, we can use our imagination. But the two of you go at it. You guys have such a long-winded battle. Blows back and forth. At one point, this hobgoblin seems like he's going to have you bested. With one fell swoop, he catches you right across the face. Right across your right eye. Your right eye, excuse me. You start to feel a cold liquid go down your face as you lose vision from that right eye. The two of you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you finally get the upper hand on him as you disarm him. He falls to his knees. You grab him by the neck. You throw your battle axe to the side of you, grab him by the neck. Grab him by the top of his head after, and just... The crowd goes silent. And then it just erupts. Yeah! Ignis! 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 As you are just covered in your own blood and hobgoblin blood, looking around. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of the first bracket, Ignis from Phandalin! This time, the Duke is at the door to accept your way back in as you pass Clegg, preparing for his final battle. He's also made it to the final match of the second bracket. Come, dear boy, you can come sit with us and watch this final fight. So then we will reward both winners with weapons of their choosing, along with gold. Come, dear boy. You see the goblin looks to you.
Well done, Ignis. It was a very well battled.
Do you say anything to the goblin?
I wish him luck. Good luck. Hopefully I'll have the privilege of killing you when we fight again.
We shall see.
But Duke takes you all the way up to the top. Ignis, well done. And you come in here and there's all these like rich looking fucking asshole type guys sitting there with women and men adorned in very skimpy golden outfits. It's very like it's just not. Yeah, it's not a good visual. These people are just on a whole different kind of breed. People getting fed grapes and shit. Yeah. But a chair is next to the Duke, as you see. Apologies, dear boy, this is going to get loud. Ladies and gentlemen, your final match of the second bracket. We give you Wendell from Daramore. As you see this halfling monk come out in what looks to be a gi, green with a red belt. He comes out and he bows. And we give you Clegg from Neverwinter! As the goblin comes out. Usually Clegg comes out, he kind of like hops in place a little bit. This time he just comes right out. You see him attach the mace to his shield. He takes the shield and he digs it into the sand next to him. As he just stands there. You see Wendell kind of getting himself ready. He charges at Clegg, and Clegg just... Wendell stops in place.
That can't be good.
Clegg just slowly... The crowd is pin drop silent.
On your knees, monk.
You watch Wendell drop to his knees. He just... What kind of magic is this?
End yourself.
You see him Wendell takes his own knife out of his chest and he just... As he falls to the ground before Clegg. The entire arena pin drop quiet. They're not entirely sure what they just watched. As Clegg moves his hand and you see the body go limp. He looks up to both you and the Duke.
Looks like I win, Duke.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Clegg from Neverwinter! This crowd just kind of, yeah, how fuck was that? It takes a little bit of time, but Clegg inevitably joins you up front. You're sure?
Oh, yes. Trust me, I do not need such a weapon. I've got this right here. This is from my father. It does very good for me, so give Ignis the weapon. I'll just take the gold.
Fair enough. You see a couple soldiers come in with this pure black, obsidian-handled, double-sided battle axe. Ignis, dear boy, this weapon comes straight from the vault of Baldur's Gate. Explain the weapon a little bit.
Well, you see, it's an axe made of what we believe to be obsidian. That's all we really know. Here you are.
They hand you a double-bladed battle axe.
Oh, and one more thing. The person that owned it before you, they called it the Endbringer. Kind of a gothic name, if you ask me, but what do I know?
Ignis.
Yeah.
As you grab this axe, it almost hums. It feels good to hold it in your hands. It feels right. Like this is the weapon that you've been waiting for. Attach it to your back, and you begin to make your way. Oh, Ignis, dear boy! And he throws a bag at you. 500 gold. If you want to go ahead and add that to your inventory. Thank you for participating, Ignis. We've loved having you. See you next year. You begin to make your way out of Baldur's Gate after having another long rest. getting some much needed attention from, about the eye and whatnot. But as you, on the next day, begin to make your way, you hear little footsteps running up behind you. Ignis! Ignis! You turn, and it's Clegg.
Ignis, dear boy, I figured the two of us, we could travel together if that's all right with you. I'm headed to Neverwinter, and I know Phandalin's right on the way. Figured we could swap war stories. There's no harm in friends, right? Two veteran fighters such as you and I.
I'm just gonna snarl at him and like walk away.
As you begin to walk, make me a wisdom save.
Wisdom, what is that? Let me see. So, okay.
Roll
I'm
a
confused.
dice. Roll a dice and add your wisdom modifier.
So the plus, okay.
Yep.
That's a 2.
You start to walk away after you snarl at him, and then you kind of stop. For whatever reason it is, you kind of turn around and... Yeah, all right, come on. You kind of feel... It's not like... You don't feel passion or anything compassion towards this goblin, but you kind of feel as if maybe he's... the two of you have spent the past few days together. He's not done you wrong by any means.
Yeah, come on. Oh, thank you. It's much better to have a traveling companion than anything else.
The two of you begin to walk and make your way back to Phandalin. It's about a week-long travel. And with that, I think she has me deafened as well. Next up, we're going to have Kazrin.
Oh,
If my part's over, I'll be right back.
we got to take a minute for Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Grime.
Jimmy Graham? He's a football player. It's something that a couple people in my chat might understand, but because that whole thing is... Do you remember the Ike's Lunch dudes, BDGE?
Oh, God.
Yeah, they still exist. They just make trivia content now. It's a quote from that. Oh, Brackle.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay, is this wonky? Is my audio okay?
I think it's fine.
Okay, I had to charge my earbuds for a while.
Oh, jeez. So, Kazrin.
Hi.
Hi. The fall of Nezznar has left your mind with way more questions than you had answers. You joined the group of the Guardians and you went to Phandalin for trying to find some kind of answer as to what happened to your master, what happened to the artificer, that, the tinkerer of sorts, that taught you your ways of both the artificer and the ways of assassinations. And when Nezznar told you that he had killed your master, something didn't sit right with you. It just felt like an empty claim. You were unsure of what exactly had happened. In your continuation of trying to find what had happened, you spend most of your time trying to help out with everybody, but you found Phandalin, especially in a time of peace, you found Phandalin a very difficult place to try to get along. Obviously, Thren has, he has connections to Gundren and the Rockseeker brothers. He has connections to Sildar. People are used to dwarves in that area, so people see Thren and they go, oh yeah, Thren, of course, yeah. Ignis, he's obviously very well known for being a loyal protector of Sildar and Gundren. He's well known, so people look at Ignis. Oh yeah, Ignis, yeah. And then Astreus, granted, he's a little strange, the green eyes, the wings, all that, but he's relatively, for the most part, human. so most people don't really bat an eye. But for whatever reason it is, people look at you differently. Maybe it's because of your abilities. You know, you can swap into just about any way you can look. You can snap a finger. You try that for a little bit, try to fit in a little bit. Doesn't ever feel right. And then for a while, you just try your base changeling look. You know, maybe they just have to accept me for who I am. And the people of Phandalin, there's some that thank you for what you've done, that they know that you've helped protect Phandalin against Nezznar, the Black Spider, and everything. But for whatever reason it is, a lot of people just, they would much rather celebrate with the other Guardians, for whatever reason it is. I really want to wait for the other two to get back for this next part.
I am all that remains.
Pretty mediocre band, if you ask me. So, all right. Well, here I'll kind of do something here. Let's see. There's one morning in particular. You get up to go get your breakfast, and you go with the rest of the Guardians down to the sleeping giant inn to go get your breakfast and whatnot. And Droop is there waiting for you at the sleeping giant inn with Krista. Droop sees you and... Droop! Hello, Kazrin! Droop has gotten a lot better with his common in the time that you guys have had. As you enter the sleeping giant inn, Droop and you kind of sit around and talk and whatnot, and you kind of explain to Droop what's been going on, how you've been feeling, and Droop understand. Droop only goblin in Phandalin. Droop understand. So kind of asked Droop for... I know you kind of lost the voice, so I'm not...
Yeah, the voice is gone.
Yeah, so while I would give you the chance for roleplay, which you can take it if you want, but I'm kind of just taking the reins here since you kind of lost the voice, if that's all right.
Yeah.
All right. But so Droop will hang out with you for a little bit, and you'll kind of go back and forth, and Grista will come up and, hey there, darling. That's not it. That's definitely just Gundren. Hey there, darling. Anything to drink for you?
One more whiskey.
And for you, little one? Droop, water, I guess?
Coming up. She'll bring you a whiskey and a water. The two of you will cheers, drink. The two of you go off, do your daily tasks and whatnot. I'm not waiting for Jedi. I kind of want to wait for Jedi. Jedi had to step away for a second. I don't want him to miss this part.
What if I want him to miss this part? No.
You know what? It's okay. I'm going to get me a breadstick.
Breadstick?
Yeah, I made pizza and breadsticks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're back to D&D Fridays, baby.
Now you'll have pizza again in 2 weeks. If I ate pizza every time I played D&D, I'd eat a lot of pizza.
Probably.
I don't know if I want pizza twice a week. That feels too aggressive. At least twice a week. Feels aggressive.
I mean, but like
I'm not that big
the
of a
way I
pizza
do
guy.
pizza. Well, but the way I do pizza, like tonight we had like a barbecue chicken pizza.
Yeah.
So it's not like just regular pizza.
Pepperoni pizza twice a week every time we do D&D. Let's see what happens.
But also, I mean, my pizza isn't like super greasy or anything like when you
Yeah.
get takeout pizza.
That's
Very
fair.
true. Her pizza doesn't, make me want to go to the toilet as soon as I wake up the next morning.
Also doesn't give you heartburn.
True fucking story there, too. All right, fuck it.
Bro could only delay so long.
He'll figure it out. The evening goes on. You and Droop go help out with your daily tasks, and the night comes to you. This night, however, feels different. As you hear, whoo, whoo, an owl, all white. You see in the distance, flying towards you. You don't remember ever really seeing an owl in Phandalin. Granted, you've heard one a time or two, of course. But to your knowledge, you don't remember ever seeing one. This one flies right to you. And it parks itself at like the little railing that you're at. You're kind of like up in the upper decks of the chapter of courage, kind of just out stargazing. As this owl seems to have a piece of parchment attached to his leg. Take it off. You unfold it. And the only thing that this piece of parchment says, he lives. And it is in this very elusive, this took time, very fancy handwriting.
Do I recognize the handwriting?
Why don't you make me a history check?
That's going to be a natural 20.
Yeah, this handwriting definitely looks all too familiar.
Okay.
And as you stare at this parchment, everything all becomes a little bit more clear to you. The night goes. It's morning. 6 months have fully passed since the fall of Nezznar the Black Spider. Astreus, Thren. I will say also Ignis. He'll get the memo when he gets here, I guess. You guys get up. You wake up and you get your armor on, get yourselves prepared. You begin to make your way down to the Sleeping Giant Inn. Ignis is not there, but from your understanding, he's on his way back from Baldur's Gate, at least what you could assume from the Tournament of Champions. You guys go down to the Sleeping Giant Inn. You greet Grista. Sildar's standing there at the bar. Him and Grista are kind of sharing a laugh as he's sipping from his coffee mug, as you've become accustomed to. Astreus, Thran, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Sorry.
Jesus
There you
Christ.
Of course, as you guys also making your way there, you get several morning Astreus, morning Thread.
Hey, morning.
Phandalin has become a much happier town since the fall of Nezznar. you've noticed that the leftover few Red Brand supporters have almost completely gone. And as you guys stand there at the Sleeping Giant Inn, where's I know Ignis is coming back from Baldur's Gate, but where's Kazrin? She didn't get out with you?
I haven't seen her.
No, not. Huh? When is the last time I've seen Kazrin?
It would have been probably the night prior.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Perfect.
No, I assumed, like always, she was up before the rest of us. One day
Come on,
he might
Ignis.
be back. Gotta fuck with the chair.
Welcome back. You guys are so everyone's done their little shtick. You guys are 6 months past ever since the fall of Nezznar. You
Yeah.
guys are Ignis, you're on your way back from Baldur's Gate. We're in the Sleeping Giant Inn. Sildar looks to them and realizes that Kazrin's not with them.
Oh shit.
So Sildar looks at the two of them. Oh, you guys go ahead and get your breakfast. I'll go find her. You guys order breakfast with Grista. Sildar leaves. He comes back a little bit later. And
No Kazrin.
Oh, there
bye.
goes my.
Sildar enters the Sleeping Giant Inn. She's nowhere to be found.
Hey, what do you mean nowhere to be found? She was here last night.
I realized this, but I went to her room. The door was wide open. Bed all rolled up, right on the bed. No note. Nothing left over. She's gone. I asked a few people on the way back, and nobody. Shit, half the people don't even know her. She's so mysterious.
I'm still on my way back, or am I here? Like I know. Okay.
No, you're on your way back from Baldur's Gate still.
Okay, so I don't know any of this has happened.
Correct.
Okay.
But to kind of fill you in here, the night before, Kazrin was at her railing, kind of at the Chapter of Courage, and she received a piece of parchment from an all-white owl. This all-white owl brought her a letter that said simply,
He's going to Hogwarts.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
that's what I was thinking too, man.
the letter said, in this really nice calligraphy, all it really said is that he lives.
There's a letter from
So-
Hogwarts about Voldemort. We have to fight Voldemort.
It's the
Let's
boy who
go.
Good
Come
God.
to dad. I'm sorry.
But
did.
Sildar looks distraught, and you guys see Droop enter into the Sleeping Giant Inn, and he looks to Sildar, and he just,
What do you mean? Kazrin gone?
Aw.
he kneels to Kazrin, or kneels to Droop, and maybe she's just gone for a walk, buddy. We don't know nothing for sure yet, so he'll look to the three of you, or to the two of you, just kind of like, I'm not good with kids.
Yeah. New question. Why is it both people who Droop really liked have now abandoned him?
That's a great question.
Vaughn's gone. Kazrin's gone. Poor Droop. Now he's just
Yeah.
stuck with me and Thren. We suck. Like, this is bad. Thren, you wanna?
I'm not very good with kids either.
Yeah, well, I'm not very good with people. I've only known them for 7 months.
Listen, Drew, I wouldn't get your hopes down too bad yet. You know, maybe she's just on a walk or something. And look, there's Sister Irma. Let's go have a talk with Sister Irma.
Right.
And you go over, and you guys have seen Droop with Sister Irma sometimes, kind of when Kazrin's not really around, and he's grown to like Sister Irma, and she's actually kind of like taken her path to kind of maybe teach him the ways of Tymora, the goddess of luck, and maybe see if there's any way that she could up his ways of the cleric. But Sildar will take him over to Irma, and then he'll come back and just kind of, well, it's not good. That's rather unfortunate. I don't know. Well, anyway,
So
you
that
guys
is...
finish your...
Wait, that is now 2 members of our group who have just disappeared in the middle of the night. None of us knowing why, how, where. Doesn't that seem a little odd?
Well,
I mean, yeah, it's definitely odd, but I don't know, man. Kavan was such an interesting character from the beginning, anyway, and I don't know. But anyway, you two finish your breakfast. I'll be out with Harbin. Meet me at the town hall when you get done. He has something he wanted to speak with me about today, so I'll meet y'all there. So Sildar will exit. Kind of seemed like I don't know, maybe anxious, a little rushed. You guys finish your breakfast. You make your way. You guys start walking your way from the Sleeping Giant Inn over to the Townmaster's Hall, and you just kind of hear in the background just... Are you Astraeus and Thren?
Hey, who's asking?
You see this man in front of you wearing nothing but like small cloth clothing, kind of leather boots with like a little cloth cap. He has a messenger bag on his side. I've got a letter. He starts digging in the messenger bag, digs it out. They told me to deliver it to the Guardians of Phandalin. I believe that's you two, yes?
Hey,
Yes.
Yeah, here you are. Letter.
Aren't there more of us? No.
Your hands only. Well, that's it. I'll see y'all next time. And he just turns around and just sprints. You open the
that
letter?
is a job I would never enjoy, I believe.
Yeah, can you even run to the end of the block, or?
It would take me a very long time. I don't have very long legs.
That is true. So what does the letter say?
Well, you open the letter, and it's a very nicely written letter, and it says, Dear Guardians, hey there. I know it's been a while, and I have not communicated much, but I wanted to wish you all the best. I heard of your victory over Nezznar. I wanted to congratulate you all on such a victorious day. I apologize that I couldn't have been there with you, but you have to understand that it messed with me a lot when those goblins shot me in the head. And it messed with me even more when Astraeus brought me back. So I apologize yet again for leaving, but it sounds like you guys are much better off without me. Well, if you ever find yourself in the City of Shade, look me up. Yours truly and your friend forever, Kavan Wildspeaker, Ugalata. P.S. I'm playing over here now. You guys should come see one of my shows. I think you'd enjoy it.
Ah, Well, so he's alive. That's good.
Yeah, nice to see somebody's doing well.
I mean, I feel like we're all doing all right. You keep disappearing randomly. I don't know what that's about, but I feel like we're all doing okay.
That's not so much randomly. I let you know that I'm going to be gone.
Yes. You just keep going places. All the time.
I mean,
Been able
I've
to
got-
leave Phandalin in months. You leave every other day, it seems like.
well, I had important matters to tend.
I'm sure.
And I'll kind of like go like that.
Yes, you have
see it.
fingers. What the fuck is that?
What are these called?
No, yes, Thren, you have fingers. One, I'm sorry, what?
My significant other and we sealed the deal.
One, I'm not sure I knew you had a significant other. Two, why the fuck wasn't I invited?
You did. Nezznar brought it up to you all.
Yeah, but,
Mhm.
Hey, just say. As a
But,
voice from the distance. You
It's just
definitely knew
Loki
that.
in my head. You knew
Remember.
that. Yeah.
Remember.
Well, to be fair, nobody was invited. It was just her and I. The way it was meant to be.
Is that how weddings are meant to be?
Well, it was our wedding.
You know what?
True
That's
story. I
fair.
got uninvited from my best friend's wedding. It was space. That's a true story.
Are you sure they were your best friend then?
Who knows?
Fair enough. Well, congrats, I think. Very secretive, you two. There's probably a reason for that I won't understand.
We don't need publicity to know our love for each other.
Fair enough. So, do we have news of whether Ignis 1 lived? Or are we
Nothing
sitting
yet.
here thinking, oh, so
But
the
I was
Guardians
going to
of
bring that up.
Phandalin,
I mean, so
me and
he's
you.
been gone. He's been gone for about a week and a half. So, I mean, you know, that you, especially Thren would know it takes you about a week to get to Baldur's Gate, although you have no idea how long this tournament was going to take.
Right.
So, but
There's a really good
You-
chance we're all that's left. That's insane.
Ooh, I don't know. That Ignis seems to have a luck to him.
I sure hope so. Tournaments like that, you never know how they're going to go.
Indeed. So, what's your thoughts on Catherine?
Well, there's not much we can go on to find her if... I don't know. Maybe we should look into that later, see if we can find any information, any
I'd agree.
idea what
At least-
happened.
At least make sure she's not in any danger.
Hopefully we can do that. But yeah, it's weird. People keep leaving, disappearing. I don't like it.
Perhaps we'll go have a look in our quarters.
I think we
Maybe-
should.
Maybe Sildar missed something.
Possibly.
speaking of Sildar, the two of you have been walking from the Sleeping Giant Inn towards the Town Master's Hall where Sildar had told the two of you to meet him while you've been having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
In the distance, at the Townmaster Hall, you see Sildar, Gundren, Harbin, and a rather tall gentleman who you're not really that familiar with. He and Harbin are kind of off on the side from Sildar and Gundren. As you see, he hands over a like wrapped piece of paper to Harbin as Harbin hands him a little like felt bag. You could assume this is probably payment of some kind. They exchange these items. They shake hands. Harbin pats him on the shoulder, and you see this rather large man in almost like this bark armor. He walks away. You two approach, the three of them, as Harbin comes back over to Sildar and Gundren. Hey, there you are, dear boys. I don't know why you're yawning. You got to sleep in. You lucky son of a mind flayer.
That's the reason I am yawning. Got too much sleep.
Ah, of course. Well, I suppose we should get on with today's tasks.
What are those?
Which are?
Well, before that, Sildar, and you'll see Harbin come up and pat him on the back, and well, I called you all here because I wanted to give you all some news. Man, this is a lot more difficult to say than I thought, looking at some of the best people I've met here. To put it bluntly, I'm leaving. I'm going to be going back to Neverwinter. You know, I there's only so much you can do as actually, you know what? You'll see Harbin, there's a wagon next to the townmaster's hall that he gets on top of, and you guys notice in this wagon is kind of just packed with shit. Astreus, you remember the table that Harbin had in his town hall. This is packed up inside of it, but Harbin gets on this wagon. People of Phandalin! It is with a heavy heart, but a hopeful future that I, Harbin Wester, your town master, announces here today my resignation from town master of Phandalin. Now, as some of you and I have not always seen eye to eye, I want to assure everyone that I have always put Phandalin first in every task. You see him stop talking as he's kind of looking off into the distance. Sildar, let me see your eyeglass really quick. He kind of pulls out this little eyeglass and... Oh, dear Lord, he lived! Coming up from the distance, you see Ignis. Walking up towards Phandalin with a short goblin, about 4 foot tall, walking next to him.
Oh?
Hey, Ignis, it's like I said. And then it all just kind of happened like that. But I tell you what, Ignis, you should come meet some of my friends. I'm sure they would love to meet you. But I believe, is this not Phandalin here?
Yes, this is home for me.
You guys see Ignis walking up with this little 4 foot tall goblin, matte silver armor with this odd, like, black aura kind of seeping off of it. It's the strangest armor you've probably ever seen. He has a shield that is comically large to about the size of him, with a mace attached to the front of it, as he's walking back with Ignis. To which Ignis seems to be adorning. Do you want to describe the eye patch? Or are you wearing one?
No, I think I was Carl Grimes type. Just let it hang out, you know.
You guys notice a fresh scar over the right eye of Ignis with an all-white pupil.
Well, most of him survived.
He only needs one eye, right? He just gets angry and flings his axe about anyways.
Oh, I don't know about that. He's been very good in this tournament. Tell him, Ignis. Tell him of the wizard whose eyes you poked out, or my favorite. You must tell them of the one whose skull you crushed. It was wonderful to watch. Yes.
Yeah.
Might you be?
Oh, I'm so rude. My apologies. My name is Clegg. I am from Neverwinter. I fought in the opposite bracket of your fellow guardian here. I was just traveling back with Ignis on my way back to Neverwinter. I figured, a couple veteran warriors could swap some stories, share a couple pints of ale.
I'll Interesting.
But I'm going to assume you must be Thren, and you must be Astreus. Ignis has told me much about you. It's an honor. Well met.
Well met.
I find it strange. Usually, Ignis does not take a liking to strangers very often.
Oh, well, apologies, Ignis, if I may. We hit it off back in Baldur's Gate. We had a commonality of both being champions. And also, I chose to give him his weapon of winning. Oh, show them the Endbringer, Ignis. Show them.
I kind of bring it out, and is it heavy enough to where I can, like, I know it's a two-hand axe, but can I, like, hold it one hand and kind of, like, Mjolnir swing it around,
Yeah, no, it's a little heavy to do with one hand, but yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So I kind of,
say,
like, do a little flail and show it to him.
In a week's time, you've definitely become pretty accustomed to the weight of this weapon and what you need to do to be able to swing it properly. But you guys see Ignis pull this double-bladed battle axe off of his back. This thing is almost pure black handled. Both blades pure black. This thing is metal. Like, just like death metal looking, man. Yeah.
Is it dwarven made?
What would that be?
Persuasion or history, maybe?
Definitely not persuasion.
I think
Or not perception. That's what I meant.
there's a. What kind of dwarf are you, Wonder? Because there's that one. The one set of dwarves has their own specific thing for
A
when
hill
it comes
dwarf.
to.
Right. I get. So basically, if I do a history check, I get perks to my roll.
Okay, then I would say.
Yeah, just do a perception.
Perception. Okay.
Yeah. Strayus, you can roll perception for this axe if you would like to as well.
Nope.
Yeah, nope.
Nope.
You said nope.
That also apply to perception. Second.
Which Ignis, why don't you go ahead and roll me perception as well? Roll me perception at an advantage.
Advantage, all right.
No,
Yeah,
you
so-
wouldn't get the bonus to that. It's technically only for stonework, not metalwork.
Right.
Unless this is a
Another D20.
stone axe.
I gotta
It's
pull out another
Damn.
D20. Give me a second, Hero.
You're good. If you just
So
want to roll
it's gonna
that
be
one,
a-
you've got twice.
It's gonna be a 13.
Okay.
Percept. Do I? Question out of character. If I'm rolling advantage, do I still have my modifier?
Yes.
Okay. You said perception, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a 17.
Fantastic. Thren, this is not dwarven made. You have never seen craftsmanship like this. However, you both notice, and Ignis, you did not notice this in Baldur's Gate. On the edges of the blades on the axes, you see what looks to be carvings. You don't remember these being here. These carvings look of a language. Well, let me just see. 1 moment, please.
Memento.
I don't want to say the language. Okay, so that's a no. Dum, 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 dum,
I only know
dum.
2, so probably not me.
Yep, that is also correct. And one more
If
double
it's not
check.
common or draconic, I don't know
I
shit.
was gonna say it's not written in Celestial, then I don't got it.
It is a language that none of you recognize.
Hey,
But Ignis, you do not recall these carvings being here. Astreus, this is an axe.
Yes. Are we sure? It's.
It depends on
I
how
rolled-
bad your. It depends on.
It wasn't that bad, but it was pretty. My perception was like a 7.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that's an axe.
It might be an axe. Could be a
Hey,
trident, though.
I can't say I've ever seen craftsmanship of this nature. Quite intriguing.
That's odd. Huh. I just let that. at that.
That's not. We were wrong. One of my Eldritch invocations is Eyes of the Runekeeper. I can read all writing.
Oh,
Oh,
I was
Oh.
checking to see if I had that, and I do.
Oh,
there you go.
I can't speak it, so I don't.
But you
I
can read it?
I can understand it. I just I couldn't if you spoke to me in that language, I wouldn't know. But I can read it off of something. Jedi
Okay.
left.
I'm
Alright.
here.
Okay,
I just had to hide my camera for a second.
gotcha. But yeah,
so kind of looking at this, I'm going to use the 7 perception that you rolled.
yeah,
With
no,
this,
it's not good. Yeah.
So I will say you'll notice the rune or the like carvings into it. You recognize them to be infernal,
Ah,
but it's just gibberish.
okay. What a strange axe.
Does he say that loud enough to where I can hear it?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say yes. Very strange. As I'm kind of like,
I'll turn my gaze back to the dwarf or the goblin. So you were the winner of the other so-called bracket, correct?
Yes, they had 2 brackets. Normally the winners of both brackets would face each other, but apparently this year's different. We both won, and apparently we come back next fall to defend our respective titles against a new flock of,
And he'll kind of pat you on the side, Ignis, against a bunch of would-be warriors.
I'm gonna text you for a second, Hero.
Okay.
I find it hard to believe that a goblin won battle tournament such as that.
yes.
You must have a few tricks up your sleeve.
Oh, I've
Some to say the least. I say out loud.
I've got a few. Just a few. I've been taught well. Well, I do apologize, gentlemen. I don't mean to cut our meeting short here, but I'm needed back in Neverwinter. It's still about a 2-day travel, so I must be going before I lose more sunlight. Thren, Astreus, it was a pleasure.
And he'll turn to you, Ignis. Correct.
Huh.
Well, the first part, as far as you know, the second part, yes.
Okay.
But he'll turn to you, Ignis.
And Ignis, once again, if you ever find yourself near Neverwinter, look me up. My friends would love to meet you.
And he'll extend his hand.
I give him the thing.
The predator handshake. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that I call it that, but that's the only fucking thing I can think of
You
ever.
take care of yourself. But judging by how you won, I don't think that'll be an issue.
Oh, No worries about old Clegg. I'll be all right. You do the same, Ignis. Watch over these, watch over your friends here.
I don't know how much watching I'll be able to do, you know, one eye.
Oh, you know what they say, Ignis. One eye is all you need to, do things, if you catch my drift.
Gotcha.
Anyway, until we meet again.
And he'll just start walking away. Harbin, this entire time, along with Sildar and Gundren, have just...
Yeah.
I feel there's something off with that one.
How you say he won the second bracket there, Ignis?
Yeah, it was a whole thing. There was 2 brackets, fights to the death, and it came down to me winning my bracket, and he did some wild magic that I don't think anyone has ever seen before, and got a Goliath to unalive himself. He barely broke a sweat in the final battle.
So he's definitely something interesting. I gotta say, I've never known the Baldur's Gate tournament to ever end with 2 winners. It's always ever been one.
It was what I was told. 2 winners, opposite brackets.
Yeah, shouldn't
Maybe
they have
they're-
fought at the end? Decide
That's
a
what
real
they've-
champion?
That's what they've always done. But I guess maybe they're changing it up, trying to make something more exciting for the people of Baldur's Gate. You know Baldur's Gate, they're always doing random shit.
Actually, I don't know anything about Baldur's Gate. I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah. I'll have to take you there sometime.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, definitely. One of the biggest cities in the Sword Coast.
I think I'd rather not go there then.
Right. Anyway, yeah, all of that done. Sorry to cut you off, Ignis. Welcome back and whatnot. Congratulations on the win. The Axis kick ass. Anyway, people of Phandalin, yes. I'm sorry. The moment's gone now. It is what it is. Anyway. Obviously, there must be a representative to take and in that moment, in the distance, you hear, "Help! Help! Somebody help! Help! Someone help!"
Of course, the one time I don't wear my armor and I take off that whatever direction that's in.
You guys see a very badly injured woman running her way up to the Phandalin city limits. And Sildar, and I assume all of you, run off. Droop, to me. Droop, help! You guys all run up to this woman who falls. Sildar manages to catch her. She's sitting here. Help. It's all right. We've got you. Drew, heal her, man. Someone give me some water. Get her canteen.
I was going to say, I grabbed my water skin. There you go.
Droop comes over and, Droop, help. His hands glow a golden aura and he begins to heal her. All right, breathe. What's going on? What happened?
Tribor. Tribor's under attack. Giants attack Tribor.
The Jotnar here? No.
Sildar will look to you, 3 of you, and he's... Harbin will come over and... Damn it. Come, boys, come. He'll go over to his wagon and he'll grab the 3 horses that he's got, ironically enough, that were going to carry his wagon to Neverwinter, and he gives them to the 3 of you. Get on and go. I'll try to get Sildar to follow. What do you guys do?
Guess we're going.
Thread? Ignis?
Yeah, I'm following.
I'll just
You...
Sorry, I'm looking up a picture of something.
You're good. But yeah, no, you guys get on horseback and you begin to make. It's a little less than about a half day travel over to Tribor. But you guys are galloping along. I'll give you guys one final moment to have any role play if you'd like. Obviously, you guys are moving pretty quick.
Right.
Trying to get to Tribor.
I'll be like, hey, giants? You know, just kind of question to the other
Frost,
two.
Actual
giant?
giants, or
frost giants?
is she mistaken? Maybe she means Goliaths. Strange.
Astreus, roll me perception check, please.
Well, I missed the fucking thing. 12.
As you guys are roaring through the Tribor Trail trying to get to Tribor, which you are a little familiar with, the Tribor Trail is actually where you began your journey, heading over to the first mine where you found Sildar. But, Astreus, as you kind of glance over into a tree, a lot of foliage you've passed in this area, and you've grown very familiar with everything here, but one tree strikes you a little odd. As you look into the tree, you see a raven. And this raven, it's looking directly at you. And as it closes its eyes, you can almost see a green glimmer to it.
Oh.
But you pass it at almost a breakneck speed as the three of you are going straight for Tribor, and you guys caress over this mountaintop a few hours into travel, and you see the city of Tribor. It's a little bigger than Phandalin. I can send you guys this really quick. That's not what I wanted. This is... Oh, hey. Duh. You're on it. So sorry. One moment. That's Tribor. It's a bit bigger than Phandalin. But you guys see, as you approach, you see smoke. And as you guys caress the hill coming into Tribor, I will say, for reference sake, you guys are coming off of the Tribor Trail, which is the western portion of the map, the trail directly into town, for reference sake. But as you guys caress over a mountain or a hilltop, you can kind of see the entirety of the town. Dead center in the center of this town, 2 fire giants.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Several buildings either demolished, on fire. You see people running as they're being gutted by orogs and orcs. You see small explosions of fire. And in that moment, you guys realize peace might finally be done.
Oh, thank goodness.
And that is where we are going to end this
This ought to
session.
be fun. Before we end, I'm just gonna. This ought to be fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys can have one final little moment of roleplay if you'd like.
I'll look at Astreus.
I'm still
Hey,
looking back towards that tree. Completely
Question.
distracted.
Do I ask this question? Because this might change everything on what you're thinking. Fuck.
Good. This gives me a week. I forgot to figure out my plan for my armor. I got a week.
Hero,
to-
can you deafen for a second? Because I want to get deafen because I want to get the opinion of the other guys quick.
All right.
Strange.
I'm a copper dragonborn. I'm immune to fire.
No,
That's not how that works.
you're not immune. You are
resistant.
resistant. You still take half
So do I-
damage
You'll take half.
So
damage.
half damage of everything. What's going on?
of
If
fire.
it's fire damage,
If they
like
stab you,
bludgeoning,
Yeah,
you're still
okay.
getting
or if they
stabbed.
crush you.
Yeah.
It's just like, so like, for instance, if he hits you, he'll do like, 2d10 of bludgeoning damage. You'll take all of that. And then there'll be like 2d6 of fire damage.
If it's anything
You'll-
fire related, I take half.
Yeah. All of the fire damage is halved, but everything else is not.
All right. I was just curious on how that
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, Thrin will look at Estrella. I figure she's not lying about the giants.
Oh shit. Yeah, as you say that, I finally look over and oh shit. All right. You ever fought a giant before?
I can't say I have.
Good, good. Why the fuck are they here?
It's a good question, my friend.
Ignis, anything from you?
Oh, somebody pissed him off somewhere. I
Probably
guess there's
you.
only. I was in Baldur's Gate fighting for my life. I didn't do anything.
Well. Gods. Guess it's time we make our presence known.
Wait, where's Kazrin?
No clue.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, I will say, Ignis, on the journey there, they would have filled you in.
Yeah.
on,
Okay, yeah.
Kazrin's disappearance and the lacking of information that is coming along with that. Apparently, Sildar went to her quarters and nothing was left.
All right.
But if nobody else has anything, that is going to be where we will end tonight's session.
I like it. I like it.
Well, I've got to
We
come up with
will-
how my armor looks so I can describe that next 2
I
weeks.
did forget to ask that of everybody, but I figured we could get into that next week once things get interesting.
Once some other people show up, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
That remains to be seen.
They better.
No,
But, so
I'm pretty easy. I don't even wear armor, so.
just make sure you don't have a grill to put together.
Yeah, dude.
I don't shit.
But for the reference of both the chat and the recording, we will convene, whatever. We will get back together on the 14th for the next episode of Storm King's Thunder.
Regarding that, I will not be here.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm going to be going with my girlfriend to see her parents, which is like a 10-hour drive.
a couple hours
I'll
beside
be gone
him.
for a week.
So
So
just take your phone, go to the truck, roll some dice, call from the phone. It's not that hard.
Okay.
Guess
28th
we're
is
reconvening in a
when
month. Good God.
sorry about that.
And it starts.
We were only, the original plan was we were only going to go for a few days and I would be
Yeah.
back in time.
But,
But
You got news that you have to share
recent
with family.
circumstances has changed our
Oh yeah, multiple
Plans.
people have said congrats, including somebody who I don't know, but they knew you and came into the stream, so that's interesting.
okay.
Yeah, I got somebody saying that this session was creepy and we're all creeps, but he's banned now, so.
Nice.
Oh, cool. Love that for us.
Well, I am kind of creepy, but
I asked how the audio was. He's like, audio's fine, but this is creepy.
Well, I mean, to be fair.
Well, I mean, if it
on
was
some of
when
the
he was
parts-
using the goddamn goblin voice, ugh, grossed me out. Apparently, Brackle also thought it was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess we will not convene, Jesus Christ.
Ever. Apparently.
Because
Wonders a hoe.
let's say, well,
Wait, what day are you leaving?
I leave the 11th, I believe.
The 11th. That is a Tuesday.
Correct.
No, whatever. What's the previous Saturday? So it'd be the
8th.
the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're coming back on the 15th?
Yeah, it'd be either that following Friday or Saturday.
Well, that following Friday would be the 14th, which would be the day we're talking about doing D&D.
Right.
I could
we would be coming
do-
home that day. It's a 10-hour drive.
I could do the
Right.
15th if we can. If,
Yeah,
if
do
you're
you-
definitely coming back, I could do the 15th.
Yeah, if you're coming back, I don't know if Eero can, but if you're coming back on Friday, we could do Saturday.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about you.
I can do the 15th.
We might be able to do that. I don't know if I'll be coming home Friday or Saturday. It's hard. Not sure yet.
Okay. Well, obviously, don't change your fucking schedule just because of
right,
D&D.
right. But if I remember and we happen to come home on Friday, I'll shoot you guys a message on Discord and maybe we can get something set up for Saturday.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So
The sooner you know, the better, so I can figure out work scheduling.
okay, yeah. It's probably going to be a day before or a couple days before. So
Yeah. Well, there's a couple things I need to check into before we know for sure, but obviously
Okay.
you let me know the second
But-
you know anything.
but as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know, and then maybe we'll see if we can get something. worked out.
Average D&D
So,
session
potentially-
planning true.
Potentially, we will come back the 15th. If not, we will definitely be back on the 28th for session dose of Storm King's Thunder. But
Yeah, I gotta end that record.